Hey, good morning, everybody. This is a press conference after the disposition hearing for the trespassing charge, which has now been amended to posting a sign on private property. And we're going to make some statements and then take some questions. So first I'd like to introduce Andy McNulty from Killmer, Lane and Newman.
Hi everyone. Thanks for coming out today. This is a very important case. And it really is an attack by the city of Boulder on the free speech rights of everyone who lives in the city. There's two components to this case. First, there's money and interests coming after environmentalists and the environment. We've seen that over the past few weeks, time and again. We saw it with the Trump administration's rollback recently. We've seen it across the board in Colorado, and it's now trickled down to Boulder. And the city of Boulder is known as being this idyllic place where liberals' rights are protected and free speech was born during the 70s. Well, today Boulder is taking cues from the Trump administration, from people at the top. It's trickled down, and they're coming after my client's First Amendment rights. Now, what we did today in there was we pled not guilty, and that's because my client isn't guilty of any crime. They're trying to squeeze this crime of posting signs on property of others to come after my client because he's abdicating a message that they don't really like. And so until they stop, we won't stop fighting them.
Thanks, Andy. And my name is David Paul. I'm the defendant. And I'd just like to make a statement. I'd like to say that Mother Earth is sacred. And it is of the utmost importance to protect our ecosystems, soil, air, and water for our future generations. As an outdoorsman and climber, I feel a deep connection to the earth. And I'm a Boulder County protector because I have chosen to use my body, if necessary, to protect the environment in Boulder County from oil and gas fracking. If they are not stopped, very soon Crestone Energy Resources and 8 North, which is a subsidiary of Extraction Oil and Gas, will march across the Boulder County line to spawn a toxic oil and gas field in East Boulder County. Have you seen East Boulder County? It is a tapestry of organic farms, wetlands, forest, open space, and neighborhoods. This cannot stand. The sad truth is that under our current system of law, we're told that there is nothing any of us can do about this invasion of heavy industry. But I'm here to say that the state laws that preempt the natural rights of local communities, farmers, the environment, and ecosystems are immoral and unjust. And that until those laws are changed, they should be peacefully disobeyed. Oil and gas fracking is a dangerous heavy industry. Volatile organic compounds that belong underground are released into the soil and water. Thousands of heavy equipment truck trips are required, and millions of gallons of water are used and poisoned. Toxic waste deposits are left in the environment, and the oil and gas are combusted, adding to our impending climate crisis. And most of all, fear, anxiety, and despair sets in the surrounding communities. This cannot stand. The Boulder County protectors are educating the public that fracking is coming here and that our government will not protect us. Light projection protest is powerful and engaging, constitutionally protected free speech. It is entirely peaceful. It harms no one, no person, no ecosystem, no animal. In contrast, fracking harms everyone. Chemical exposure, children with nosebleeds, nuisance, noise, and families terrorized. This cannot stand. On November 7th, the light that was shined on the Boulder County Courthouse said ban fracking with a skull and crossbones. And the Boulder County protectors were educating the public at a Boulder open space event across the street at the Boulder Theater. The Boulder County Courthouse was an appropriate screen for this light protest because inside that courthouse, the Boulder County government, as we speak, are working to deliver our sacred lands and open space to the oil and gas industry. The very government that is working to bring fracking into Boulder County is now shutting down peaceful protest and stopping public discussion on this issue. These sanctions make it clear that we have now stepped outside of the box of what is considered an acceptable response. The Boulder County government needs our actions to be controlled and predictable because it is their function to keep the public in the dark, in a state of ignorance, so that they can carry out their agenda to bring fracking into Boulder County. This cannot stand. So how do we stop fracking in Boulder County? This will only happen when the political will of the people supersedes the political will of corporations, the oil and gas industry, and their collaborators in government. Corporations use money to gain political power. The people must use their bodies and voices. What is required is mass action by the people of Boulder County.
Yeah.
The Boulder County protectors are 100s strong, but we need to be 1,000s strong in order to stop oil and gas. We will educate you about fracking, about the broken system that we live in, and we will train you in nonviolent direct action. It is interesting, fun, and important work. I invite all citizens of Boulder County to join us, to come to a meeting. There is a way to plug in for everybody that will match your skills, interests, and tolerance for confrontation. Please visit our website at bocoprotectors.org. That's BOCO protectors.org, and click on the Take Action button. Join us, dear neighbors. The time is now.
Yes.
Keep shining that light.
And now I'd like to introduce Merrily Mazza with East Boulder County United.
Hi, thanks. The light projection on November 7th was a peaceful protest against drilling in Boulder County. The Boulder County Courthouse remains unscathed. Unlike the oil and gas industry, no property was damaged, no ecosystem was harmed, no toxic waste was generated, no person or animal was hurt, no child got a nosebleed from chemical exposure, no innocent homeowners died in a home explosion, no workers were injured or killed. It was just a light projection with words. Peaceful dissent that harmed no one and nothing, but that incurred the ire of County Attorney Ben Perlman. And Mr. Perlman asked Boulder Police to issue Mr. Hall a citation. The repression is starting. The oil and gas industry can't operate without disenfranchising the public. It has to crush local democracy to keep communities from saying no. Governor Hickenlooper and the state legislature are right on board with this. They too will crush local democracy to protect industry profit. If this hearing is any indication, and I believe it is, local governments are now ready and willing to do their part, even to the extent of violating First Amendment protections, to suppress peaceful protest, repress free speech, and oppress their own residents. If you hope that local governments are on our side, this incident is a wake-up call. Local governments are not going to fight with us, they are going to fight against us. Where do we go from here? We fight for our right to free speech. We fight for our right to peaceful protest. We expand our protests and our acts of resistance. We don't have much time. We don't have much time before our communities and county are overrun with oil and gas wells, and then it's too late. We don't have much time before we break the planet, and we don't have much time before the ecosystem collapses. We have no more time for lobbying legislators, for pleading with local electeds, for candidate promises of 100% renewables by 2030 or 2040 or 2050. That's too late. The damage is happening now, and it's happening where we live, and we want it stopped.
Yeah.
Join us now, join a grassroots movement for real democracy. Only a people's movement can protect us and our communities. Now is the time to resist. Thank you.
Did you have any questions?
Mr. McNulty, right?
Yes.
Where do you think this is going to go? Do you think they'll resolve it?
Do I think the city's going to back down? I don't think the city's going to back down. And I don't think they're going to back down for the same reasons that I spoke about earlier. That there's been a constant assault on free speech in this country over the last year and a half. And it's trickled down to Boulder County. Boulder County is not going to stop coming after Mr. Paul because he said something that they didn't like. They're not going to stop coming after him because they want to stop his movement. And they're not going to stop coming after him because they're aligned with the money interests of oil and gas. So do I think that this is going to just go away? I don't believe so. But we're going to fight back, and we've already filed a motion to dismiss in this case, and we're confident that it's going to be granted. I don't think that the charges have much merit against Mr. Paul, both because they violate his First Amendment rights and also because he wasn't posting a sign on another property, just under this ordinance. So.
But I have no intention to stop shining my light, and we may be out this week. We'll see. I'll ask Andy. Yeah.
He won't stop metaphorically or literally.
Either.
Yeah.
Okay. I
Right.
appreciate the time.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming out.